Besties. What a night.
Yo.
Oh, I should fix my background too. I just disappear. It's okay. I'm just ahead. I'm just
I know. I kept messing with mine. I'm like, look, you know what? Just blur the background. I'll be all
right. Wow. Well, what a show. That was something. We are here, Besties. It is May 27th. It is Tuesday night, and we just got done watching NXT title
Mandy,
change.
what the hell did we just watch?
I don't know.
What is happening?
There's a lot going on. Let us know what you have to say in the chat. You know what? This is a circle of friendship. These are the besties. I trust you guys. I'm going to push this little button that says show comments on stage, meaning that whatever you type will immediately go on the screen. So let's see if that is a terrible plan or not. We will find out. But I trust you, besties.
We'll see how quickly we regret that decision.
Yeah. We'll see how quickly my trust issues will rise to the top because it'll be something immediately horrible. So anyhow, speaking of immediately horrible, in my opinion, at least.
Oh, right off the bat, let's go.
Yeah. My worst of the worst. It could end up being the best of the best. Like, it'll see what happens in the draft. But Ricky Saints already.
Am I the only one that loved that?
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. There's like two minds, right? I think you have to watch it from like an overall show perspective. But there are a couple like Ricky Saints, like Hank and Tank, where it's hard to take the stand glasses off. Like, I just will always be butthurt when they don't win or when something happens. So maybe it'll all work out in the end. I do love their feud. So it is Ricky Saints did lose the North American Championship to Ethan Page. This was something we talked about with Astrid and Ed on our Battleground post show, right? That's what that was. I think that for me, they are such a fun rivalry that I hope lasts forever and ever, because I really like Ricky Saints and Ethan Page going back and forth and being in sort of a forever frenemies situation ship together. I think they work really well together. So if it had to be someone, I guess it's okay that it's Ethan Page. But I was interested to see then that immediately there's challengers on challengers. We're just keeping it rolling. We're not even playing any games. And amongst them was not Ricky Saints, I don't believe, right?
No.
Yes. So we're keeping it moving. I can't remember everyone. Is it Javon Evans? It's Ray Phoenix.
Yep.
And who else? Was there another one?
I think that was it.
Or is it because it's for Worlds Collide. Mm-hmm. So that'll be an exciting kind of, I feel like I saw in the graphic, I feel like I saw 4 faces. So now I'm going to trip myself up, but I'm probably wrong. That's exciting. They did have Ray Phoenix popped out. He was here right? Ran out. Am I tripping in life? Are you looking it up?
I'm trying to double check and make sure there wasn't another one. I think that was it, though.
It might be it. I might be just like fabricated an additional person because there wasn't anyone else in the segment, right? Oh.
Loretto Kid.
Oh, okay. There
was one more.
There is.
Because Javon introduced him.
Got it.
Yeah.
'Tis true.
So we're about to get a banger for the NXT North American Championship.
Yeah, honestly, that will be a very fun one. I think Worlds Collide's coming together to be pretty exciting overall. I would say. Yeah. So Ethan Page, brand new again, right? Wasn't he already? He was already.
No, he was NXT champ.
Oh, not North American then. So first time. Yep. Well, that's lovely. I love that Ethan Page. So I'm okay.
That's why I loved it. It's like, and it was a great way to like kind of kick things off and shock us right away. You know, it's like,
right. Expect the unexpected around here.
With the main roster and like other companies, like this is why we love NXT. It's so unpredictable. This is why this is my favorite show. Any given moment, the championship can change hands. And that's why NXT is the best. It is the less predictable show out of any of them. I love it. Night was a perfect example of that. They may have shaken things up a little bit more than usual, but
yeah,
I thought that was a great thing to do. I wasn't. It either shows that Ricky Saints is going to the main roster, or he could be going after Obafemi next. So, or they could have just been ready to pull the trigger on Ethan Page again and give him another title run before he goes. So either way, I loved it. I've been loving this feud, and I think it gives it. I don't think it's over by any means either. Before they go to the main roster, so I loved it. I love that Ethan Page is our new North American champion.
Oh, there was another big title change. This is where the circle of trust of the show comments on stage, because I was expecting something horrible to come through about the main event. But we can zip ahead. We got bookends of surprises here tonight on NXT. The main event was Stephanie Vekor was putting the women's NXT championship on the line against JC Jane, which I think seemed kind of random coming out of Battleground, because it really just started of JC Jane like walking up to Stephanie and slapping her in the face. Yeah, but so okay, I
2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. Let's not even that. Yeah, that wasn't this short feud for sure. Have they interacted on screen even before that?
No.
I can't remember them doing anything else, so that's pretty crazy.
Very minimal. Only when like Stephanie took the belt from Fallon, so like I'm sure there was some kind of like small interaction somewhere in there, but there was never a direct interaction, I don't believe, with JC and Stephanie. No.
So then there was also just like the return of Jasmine Nix. She was back with Fatal Influence. She's just there again. Did they explain it? I didn't catch an explanation. But
no,
she's
not
back.
at all.
Back in action.
They just threw her back on the screen and said, she's back.
That's cool. Hey girl, she's here. And then yeah, I think as far as shocking moments, I wouldn't say it's like the most shocking of shocking. I would say though, where it was one of those I mean, it's not like, I guess we are just coming off of John Cena turning heel, right? So I feel like now everything is compared against like,
I feel like this is way more shocking than that.
You know,
I will go on record and to say this has got to be a top 3 most shocking moment in NXT history. I don't care.
It is very unexpected. It was like, very unexpected.
Look, she wasn't even in the title picture 2 days ago, and just goes up and smacks Stephanie and gets a title match, and 2 days later she pins her off of what was a horrible finish. I didn't like the finish. It just felt a little sloppy. We got a comment at the bottom.
I have to. Oh, it comes up really small. Oh,
what up, Nature Boy 420? There it is.
Apple baby equals Ava has got to go. She's awful. I mean, I like Ava, so I'm a hard one. Yeah, okay, I do agree. Hello, nice to see you.
What up, JPJ? That's my guy, man.
That is your guy. I'm so jealous of everyone who's gotten to hang out in person. I think it's like the coolest idea. So the fact that even you and he were in the same room at the same time is like very cool. There were so many more people. Anyway, as an aside, Stephanie, I do think is probably headed to Money in the Bank. I think that would make sense.
For it to happen this quickly.
But why JC Jane? I mean, not that there's I personally like JC Jane.
I am super happy for JC Jane. She is one of the longest tenured in the women's division right now on NXT. She has been there longest out of some of them. So, like, yes, very happy for her. But like, Jordan could have just won the title 2 days ago.
Right.
Like, if this was the move, like Jordan Grace could have just pinned her on Sunday.
Right. Or, what is happening? So we'll see and then there's no chance it was a mistake, right?
I don't think so. This was definitely supposed to happen. It's just, it's gotta be because Stephanie is either injured or she's going. There's no other explanation. She could have got injured in the match with Jordan, I guess.
Let's see. I miss Black and Gold. Triple H run NXT was the best. Velvet Train Dream should be making millions on the main roster. He had it all. Yeah, so Circle of Trust, that's why I'm so sorry. I can't get into it. I wasn't back. I wasn't there. I don't know the information.
I was there, but those days are over. Sorry.
I'm sorry. So I do think we are headed for JC Jane having a feud with somebody pretty exciting, right? Like, is it going to be a complete surprise?
Yeah.
Like,
so I love, though, what I did love, while I wasn't a huge fan of the finish, I love two things. One, obviously, I'm shocked. Like, everyone's shocked. That's going to be the biggest story. Everybody's going to be talking about this tomorrow when they wake up. People that didn't see it. This is going to be the top news for wrestling coming up tomorrow morning. All the podcasts are going to talk about it. All the review shows, they're all going to be talking about it. But number two, what I love too is like they have very clearly been building towards Fatal Influence breaking up.
Yeah.
And then like just complete snap of the finger. Nope, just kidding. Not happening. They're a cohesive unit. As a matter of fact, JC is the new NXT Women's Champion. It's like how quickly they just switch gears and like Fallon, obviously, raising her hand in victory after the match. Yeah. Like, I loved that. I love that they just switch gears just like that and like, gotcha. You thought you knew what was happening. You thought you could fantasy book this, but gotcha. I love when they do that. We'll have
to see how it goes. I feel like if it lands like there was a really masterful reason, but then if they just end up being like, oh, we like had to figure out, you know what I mean? Like, oh, Triple H said he needed her for Money in the Bank and we had to take the title. We didn't know what to do. So we just had to do this. Like,
though, like she could have just lost to Jordan.
I know, that's what I don't understand. So maybe there is like a very like interwoven whole mysterious thing as yet to be revealed.
Yeah.
Although, if you think about it, it kind of does still set up. Wouldn't that make an even bigger reason for Fallon to end up flipping on JC anyway?
It does, but they were making it seem like it was happening like tonight.
That's like, true.
They made it seem like it was going to be a very predictable main event where, because even at the beginning of the show, they're doing the promo. JC literally tells Fallon, "Look, you can come out and support me, or you cannot. Yeah. That's fine. Mm-hmm. That's fine." Told her straight up, "Look, you come with me, or you cannot. That's fine. I'm cool." And so, like, literally felt like tonight was going to be, cut and paste. Stephanie wins. Fallon turns on JC, makes her lose. Stephanie retains. But instead, JC Jane pins the NXT Women's Champion, Stephanie Vaquer. And new
indeed.
I'll tell you what, that was not on my bingo card for tonight.
Hi, lovely human.
Hey.
So yeah, I was not expecting that. That was not definitely not what I thought.
I love it though.
Fixing to happen. So yeah, I like it when they keep things fresh when it gets mixed up. That's not a bad thing.
I knew you weren't gonna like it too. I knew as soon as it happened, I was like, Amanda's gonna be pissed. Pissed. I knew it.
I'm weird about change. Isn't that funny? Like, yes. It's like I'm weird about yeah. Yeah. It's funny. But I do I like JC Jane so much. So it's not like I don't.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna wait and see how it goes.
Do we have is there any stretch of the imagination where Mandy Rose comes back?
I hope not at this point. Oh. Yeah, I've already at this point
for you.
Yeah, I've kind of passed that a long time ago. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be like I wouldn't love that. Mm-hmm. But I've also at the same time I'm good.
Yeah, I feel like the Evolution 2 piece.
Plus, yeah, we got beef with her. I don't know if you know that, but Body Slam has some beef with Mandy Rose. Yeah. I'll have to tell you after. I'll tell you.
Okay, yeah, tell me after.
But Body Slam, we beefing with Mandy Rose and her company.
Yeah. Okay, never mind then. Sorry.
Yeah.
I keep thinking that I really Evolution 2 has opened up my mind to them maybe just throwing some cash at anybody. And I feel like just a JC Jane NXT Women's Championship run feels like there's some other shenanigans afoot, like does Lita show up and want it or something? Like it just feels like that there's some kind of shenanigans and that you didn't from a longer term booking perspective, it had to be put on someone who, not that it wouldn't kill their momentum, but like, no offense, there wasn't a ton of JCJ momentum 3 days ago. So it's like no harm, no foul kind of a deal. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out.
There's so many women that this is my only problem. Again, like I don't want to sit here and like slam on
yeah,
this
because it's
again.
not anti JCJ.
No,
I think it's
not at
more,
all. I'm just being. This is just my genuine opinion. Okay, there are just so many more women that I think if they were just gonna out of nowhere give the title to them, I feel like there are so many more women that it would have been. I don't want to say better story, but it would just made more sense. Like, you know, someone like I mean, obviously Jordan could have just won a couple days ago. You know, there's other people that have been on the show for a while too, like Jada Parker. I mean, she's been going after that title for a while and has made it known that she has that title in her aspirations. She would have been a good route. Lola Vice, who has been alongside Stephanie. You know, I don't know if they're going the babyface route with her, but she could have turned on Stephanie and, you know, did the same exact thing. It's just, I don't know. I'm just along for the ride. I think it's just another way for Fatal Influence to stay at the top. I think they're really pushing them as they go to the main roster. I think that's kind of what we're getting here.
That actually, that stacks. That makes sense. Well, what else did we have happening here tonight?
So my best of the best is none of that. While I'm very excited about all the change we got tonight with the 2 new champions, my best of the best was actually a promo. Mike Santana and Trick Williams. My goodness, did we need that? My goodness, did Trick Williams need that?
Yeah.
Like, my goodness, did the men's division on NXT need that? Like, played very well together. Like, they're back and forth, you know, their punchlines. Like, each of them gave us fire. Like, Mike talking about Trick's clothes, his tight jeans and his high heel shoes on. Like, you could tell, like, even Trick, like, broke a little bit and laughed.
Yeah.
You can't help but laugh at that kind of comment. The crowd was laughing. They were into it. And I love Trick, too, who's clearly going heel. If it wasn't clear before tonight, very clearly heel tonight, you know, telling the crowd, don't be cheering me now. Where was y'all? You know, like y'all was the same people doing this to Joe Hendry. You know, for average Joe doing this. And now you want to cheer me? Because nah, man. Nope. So I really enjoyed that promo battle between those two. That was really good. That was my favorite part of the night. I am a sucker for good promos because it's really hard, you know. It's hard to win I mean, it's a little bit easier in NXT because the crowd is so engaging. I feel like NXT crowd is a different kind of crowd. Yeah. But promos are really hard to like get the crowd behind, especially like because they rely on the crowd's reaction to enhance the promo, especially when it's a battle back and forth. And I think they both did a great job in their promo tonight. And I'm ready for the match at Worlds Collide. Let's go.
I think that'll be very, very exciting. And it continues to show that there are these doors open because of the TNA partnership that I don't think, not that I didn't think of before, but like if we would have been talking a year ago about Mike Santana on NXT against Trick, I don't know that we would have been like, weird. I mean, it wouldn't have been weird. It just didn't necessarily seem super possible. And now that these kind of doors are open and a lot of these new exciting things are possible, I think it makes for a more fun NXT. And I definitely think it gives a good reason to watch NXT as well, because there are these sort of more shocking developments, these things that you don't necessarily see coming. Santana. Oh, did they chant Tony fumbled at him like they did to
I don't
Ricky?
think so.
Oh.
No.
I feel like there is a lot of good that has come out of folks that moved on from time that was maybe considered like a little underwhelming in AEW. I think there's been good examples of the way that can turn back around. So I am really excited to see Santana being another fine example of such.
Yeah. I definitely think he's going to take the title from Trick too.
Yeah. That would make sense for sure.
But it's going to be. I'm ready for some more promo battles. I'm ready to hear more. I'm ready for it. Let's go. That was my favorite part of the night. That was my best of the best.
Good stuff. Let us know what your favorite thing was. No one is talking. I turned the show comments off because it's so tiny. I'll have to figure out if we can make it bigger.
I know. I'm like, I don't have my glasses on either.
Like,
so
I don't
like,
know what that says. I have to click it anyway. So,
what was your favorite? I know it wasn't JC Jane, was it?
No. I liked that Miles Bourne was still kind of like standing 10 toes down on business. I think that I feel like there is 18 stories that they could tell with Charlie Dempsey, and none of them have happened so far. So I don't know what we're doing with Charlie Dempsey as a caricature. Perhaps that's just like not a priority at the minute, but I do think that he's someone who intrinsically has the on-screen presence where it isn't the punchable kind of heel. It's that I hate making like I don't think that everyone who watches NXT doesn't even watch AEW, so they might not even know what I'm talking about. But I feel like Charlie Dempsey has inherently what MJF tells you about himself, if that makes sense. And I don't know if it's just because he's absorbed like the way to have a screen presence, or like that is something that you can definitely observe over time when your dad is William Regal, right? But Charlie Dempsey has a presence about him that makes him sort of like there's a bubbling psycho underneath a thin veil of politeness. And those are the types of characters that you can do a lot with. But he also, so he seems conceivably crazy, right? That's one. But also just simply better than you. And you know it. You know what I mean? Like it's quite literally that. So I don't think there's any other current character though that would be a good counterpoint to him other than Miles Bourne, because now we're all really invested in the like underdog story of Miles Bourne, and then they can have this kind of unique opportunity to lean hard into like a nepo baby route with Charlie Dempsey, but without making it it's not insulting. It's just simply like you're here from a different legacy, right? Like I think that he can easily feel like he's still squashing Miles, and we get to watch Miles try to get out from underneath Charlie Dempsey over and over. I think they kind of started that tonight where he wants to quit, right? And Chuck is saying no. Chucky will not let Miles Bourne quit the No Quarter Catch crew.
I was really excited for a debut tonight from Jasper Troy from WWE LFG. That match was really good. Him and Tavion Heights. That was a pretty good match. So shout out to Jasper Troy. He follows me, so I told him I'd give him a shout out on the show tonight. So shout out Jasper Troy, the new signee of NXT, and I thought that debut was really good tonight. He looked pretty solid. Tavion Heights, obviously, he's become one of those guys that I think you can put in the ring with anyone.
Yeah.
He is so solid in the ring, so comfortable, so fluid, has good chemistry with a lot of people, and I think that showed with Jasper Troy, who's still kind of raw, right? He's still kind of new. His first debut match on NXT after is it reality show? I don't really know what to call it. LFG.
I think I keep writing reality competition.
That's a much better way to
try to be
the Wrestling American Idol. You know?
Yeah, Wrestling American Idol. You know, all four of the finalists I thought were really spectacular. Like, I do think that I enjoyed all four of the characters to the point where I'm like, oh, I hope everybody shows up. So it's nice because we have already seen Shiloh Hill. Now we've got Jasper Troy. The ladies are around the corner. I think they've already been on Evolve, right? something like that.
Yeah, Tyra May Steele is the women's winner, so hopefully we get to see her soon too. The new NXT signing. But yeah, wanted to give a quick shout out to Jasper Troy. He looked good in his debut tonight against Tavion Heights. With so much that happened tonight, it's easy to forget that match happened. So I definitely wanted to give him some love because so much happened tonight that it's probably going to overshadow that.
That's true. Nice work. What else happened? What else should we talk about?
Jada Parker and Tatum Paxley. That was my worst of the worst. It just felt. I get what they're trying to do with Tatum, just carrying around the dolls of I don't remember what they were called, her, Shotzi, and Gigi. I forget what they were called.
Oh yeah, Chemical X, perhaps.
Yeah, I think so, something like that. Yeah, she's carrying around the dolls of them, and missing. Talking about she's so alone, and she loses to the Hypnotic by Jada Parker by holding the Gigi Dolan doll and gets Hypnotic. It's like, I don't know. It's just not. I don't know. It's not for me. That's what we say on this show. If you're a new person, without hating on a show, without hating on someone too much, we just say it's not for me. That's the easiest way to put it.
Yeah, sometimes
it's a nice way to put it. I'm not gonna because there's someone somewhere that enjoyed that.
Yeah.
So this just wasn't for me. I didn't feel that match either. Like I didn't feel a lot of chemistry in that match. I didn't like the finish.
It kind of felt like it was just setting up later to have the interaction, right? With or did it happen before? With Izzy Dame and Tatum, where it was just kind of like
well, it was before this all started with Thea Hale telling Tatum she knows what it's like to lose friends.
Yeah.
And so Jada comes up, knocks her out, and tells Tatum, I actually feel bad for you. And Tatum's like, do you really? And Jada's like, hell no. Crazy? Like, what? So that's how we got to where we were tonight. But I just wasn't feeling that match. And on a normal week, it might have been better for me. And it probably wouldn't have been my worst of the worst. It probably would have been something else. But with so much excitement that happened tonight and so many things to be excited about and to talk about,
that's true.
That had to be that unfortunately was my worst of the worst.
There was a Nikita Lyons sighting, right?
There was.
Was there? Am I wrong?
Look, that must have been.
Wait, hold on. Let me look. I used to be completely.
By the way, Jasper Troy, he faced. I had him mixed up. He faced Dante Chen.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they had the good chemistry. That's who I meant to talk about. Dante Chen, who I feel so bad for.
Yeah.
Like Dante Chen only gets brought to NXT to lose. He's the NXT jobber, and it's like, can he get one dub? I think the only person I've ever seen him beat is Big Body Javi.
Yeah, maybe.
Also
before that, possibly Boa from a long time ago.
Yeah.
You know what it was? I saw a clip
Tavion Heights and Mike Santana was the match where I've mentioned Tavion Heights and his chemistry with anyone, and Mike Santana's first match on NXT. It's tough. It's tough to, find someone that will be able to match that chemistry, and Tavion Heights and Mike Santana did. So those were the two matches that I wanted to highlight. Jasper Troy, Dante Chen, and Mike Santana and Tavion Heights. I got them mixed up.
So then after Tatum loses, she sees backstage, she sees Sol Ruca and Zarya. But then also that Izzy Dame wanders up. And then they got the calling telling her there's a friend just around the corner. So then I got confused thinking, are they adding Tatum Paxley to the calling? And if so, what is necessarily the point in that? Because I feel like I don't even know if we have a women's tag team division anymore at all. And so I guess then, so I kind of felt like that got lightly thrown up like there would be a tag team feud with those 4 ladies, but like,
see, this is what I hate. It feels like the culling is slowly turning into a off-brand. Damn, what was their group called? What was Joe Gacy's group called?
Schism.
Schism. They're turning into like a off-brand schism. It was like, oh, you don't have any friends? We'll be your friend. We'll be your family.
Gosh. I wonder if it's because we had that conversation with Ed, because Ed was talking about the culling and what he liked about them, and the way he was explaining it, it made me go, oh, like Schism. Yeah. And then since then, it's like it has clicked something for me in my mind where I'm like, oh, it's kind of Schism. Mm-hmm. But with like, yeah, a different.
It's like not
to the creep.
It's not Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They're Cinnamon Toasters.
Yeah, I would say it's giving youth pastor, whereas Joe Gacy was giving social work case manager, where he was like trying to offer you a sandwich, and Sean Spears is trying to offer you salvation for your soul. So it's like it is a different level of trickery and a different level of reward, I suppose. But also, they're reminiscent. That makes sense. You know who, okay, we're going to take a quick detour because I don't even give okay, kids, I like to keep it family friendly, but cover your ears. I don't give a flying.
There better not be no kids
out here tonight. But if you're listening to this in the car with your children or something, I hope you're not, frankly, because I don't know why that's happening. But
if you are, this is your moment. Turn it down real quick and fast forward 10 seconds.
Kids. I don't give a flying fuck what they do with the Wyatt Six. They just keep throwing them up. Throw them out here and let me watch them beat people's asses. And then I'll be like, yeah. And then just disappear again for a couple months. I didn't care. I was so excited to see Joe Gacy. You know, the last time I was stoked to see Joe Gacy, bro. I don't know. I can't remember either. Probably the last time the Wyatt Six were on TV. But on SmackDown, I was like, fucking Joe Gacy. Like, okay, Amanda. But yeah, I was excited. So they can do anything when they want. I don't even care if people want to complain about logical. Shut up. No one cares. It's Wyatt Six. It doesn't need an explanation, okay? It doesn't need... Not everything in life needs an explanation. Some things just happen. If you have a cat, you have a wild animal taking poops in a box full of rocks down the hall from you. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. So not everything in life makes sense. Thank you. End of my rant. But I was excited to have Joe Gacy return to my consciousness because I feel like he had disappeared from TV, but he's back in action.
The calling has given us
Joe Gacy. Schism. That's true.
It's schism.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not the route they looked like they were going at first. And now it feels like they're definitely going the schism route.
Yeah. I think there's probably like a course correction to make it seem less weird, but I don't know if that comes through adding Tatum Paxley, whose kind of whole vibe is that she's a lost puppy weird, looking for a group. If anything, it would probably make the most sense that Tatum Paxley actually, well, they're not going to do that, but Tatum Paxley and Nikki Cross would make a very fun tag team, like a much more interesting, in my opinion, tag team, at least from a like physicality. And I'm not going to say the words moveset, but I want to say the words moveset perspective. I would like to see Tatum Paxley with somebody else who's like a little bit smaller, a little bit scrappier, and kind of has that same, it's not like an homage to Daphne vibe, but like a similar.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they're doing that with Thea Hale.
You know, they could do that with Thea Hale.
Yeah.
We can have some more women's tag teams that we don't know what we're going to do with, but we got them, and they're great.
Two things I wanted to get your thoughts on. So, number one, I know we never even really got to talk like, because the only other thing that happened tonight was the Tony D'Angelo, Luca Crisafino promo. Well, not really promo, but conversation. How do you feel about that? So he's going. Do you think Luca's being a snake? You think he's up to something, or is he being genuine that he really wasn't out there to screw Tony and make him lose the D'Angelo family's in the shambles right now. We don't know. Like, Tony says he don't know who to trust at this point.
I overly read into the smallest details that probably mean nothing. But Luca Crucifino at Battleground had a matching pinstripe suit to Tony D's ring attire. And to me, that was giving, I need to wear this before we are no longer affiliated with this guy, because otherwise, when am I going to wear this suit again? And so, like, where it maybe was supposed to trigger me and think, oh, he's really with him, because they actually, like, in their face-to-face, it was pretty obvious. It was like the same. They were wearing like, matching outfits.
Right.
But I think that tiny piece makes me feel like it's a swerve, like makes me feel like he's being a snake. I didn't trust him anyway. I feel like he and Stacks are probably going to stay back, and Tony D will go to the main roster. And I hope Rizzo stays somewhere. Like, I think I really like her, so I hope she goes somewhere. But it'll probably be, honestly, some kind of levels to heartbreak. Is that what we were talking about? Where like we'll find out that Luca's next, and like it gets cemented that he's turned on him, but that Tony D's not really like broken as a human until Rizzo turns on him. And then I don't know what happens. I don't know what kind of character Tony D is in the future. Like, I don't know what goes on from there. But,
he's gotta go to the main roster though. It's like at some point, it's kind of like Baron Corbin and Cameron Grimes. I hate to use those as examples, but like, not the greatest examples, but like the example is sometimes your time is up. Like, there's nothing. He's been the NXT North American champion. I mean, I guess could make him NXT champion. I don't know, but he's been on NXT for a while. He's literally been in through 2.0 now. When they went back to the black and gold, and now the CW era. So 3 different eras.
I wrote about him. I wanted him to join Seth Rollins' faction, to be honest.
See,
he would be a fun, but that was before. I think I did the feature before Bronson Reed joined, and then by the time you're looking at it again of like who's a fourth, I don't know.
Someone tweet tonight that Ricky Saints.
Oh yes. I really hope that that's the thing, because I feel like, okay, this is what I wrote in a feature like a week ago. I think it should be Ricky Saints, because you have the only other person who, okay, a couple reasons, but you can have the way that they're presenting Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker as like very plain, right? They're dressed in all black. They're like these kind of almost like henchmen-esque. It seems like there's a second slot for another like over the top person that is not Paul Heyman, because even Paul Heyman stands behind. It just seems like, and then also it would be good. And I've pitched this in so many, like if they end up doing it, I will feel like it was because of sheer will that I pushed it through in this many features. But they have a very, very unique opportunity to take from either Ethan Page or Ricky Saints to be able to retcon CM Punk's behavior in AEW in a way that is irrefutable to anybody else in the canon of WWE, because they can't speak to it. So the only person that you could have join Seth Rollins and go, yeah, fuck that guy, is you could pretend like Ricky Saints has this well of stuff that they could essentially invent. It doesn't even need to be anywhere near real. But like, he got me benched. He took a year off my career, and then you also down the line end up setting it back up for then Ricky to turn face, because everything that he was saying was like through the lens of having Seth Rollins tinkering with his brain, right? So you kind of like can write him in and out of being a heel, which I feel like on the main roster feels almost integral to every character at this point, because it doesn't seem like any character is meant to remain a static heel or face. It seems like they're meant to be a dynamic character that's going to move through its own timeline and bump into other dynamic characters moving through a timeline. So Yeah, I think that's true. So later this weekend, if this isn't a Wrestle Talk video, I apologize. So I didn't write the video, but I think the feature they're making into a video. So if you hear it later, they'll be like, "Oh my God, Amanda told me that on Besties," because I feel like it's a cool way to blend a lot of weird stuff together. Sorry, end rant. But yes,
Rant. I love it though. I mean, I seen that comment on Twitter like literally right before we got on X. I seen it right on X right before we got on, and I was like, I'm gonna have to bring that up. So I'm glad that I remembered before we got out of here to bring that up. Ricky Saints to the main roster to join Seth Rollins and his new group.
Oh, I would really like that.
Possibility. But yeah, another fun night. Another fun night. 2 title changes. Ricky Saints loses to Ethan Page, the NXT North American Championship. And the main event of the night, JC Jane defeats Stephanie Vaquer, La Primera, for the NXT Women's Championship.
Do you think that Booker could have single-handedly tipped her over into getting called up? Because I feel like the crowd reaction is so wildly undeniable.
Yeah.
That like that is something that it's not that that's what they look for, but I think that that's even like how long has Lyra Valkyria been on the main roster, and it's still kind of building to do the wooing part of her entrance and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like Stephanie Vaquer has just really come in and gotten really put over like a star, really being presented like a star. But I feel like the crowds all react to her like she's such a big deal that it helps to make her feel like the big deal that she is. Like you said earlier, it's good when crowds play along. And that doesn't always happen, I feel like, when they take NXT on the road, because in a bigger setting, it's harder to get the same vibe. But, oh, man, Battleground was so much fun. There's so many stars in NXT right now. We are so lucky to be getting to know them early. That's one of the greatest.
We've already lost 2 of them, so we'll see in the draft, too.
I know. Okay, well, if you're listening on catch up or you're here another time, thanks so much for joining us. Leave one of those little likes. Do a thumbs up situation. Say a comment. You can just be like, Amanda's eyebrows are whack. Say something funny. It doesn't even matter. I think it just helps the algorithm. I don't even, my kids watch this thing on PBS about like the algorithm is based on, and it's like explaining to them about all these technological things. And I was just like, wait, I should probably listen to this. I don't even know what they're talking about. The cloud. Okay, kids, I'm so happy that you joined us. Oh, I'm glad Corey's here. I don't think I pushed this button. Hi, Corey.
Oh, what's up, Corey?
Family member. The Fam Bam came out.
He was at NXT tonight.
Were you?
He was, yeah.
Well, geez, we should have got the scoop. If you're still here, tell us if there's anything that we missed in the world. Otherwise, I think we'll head out. You guys have a great week. I don't really have any exciting thoughts to share, but just keep killing it. Pretend that you're DC. I've been so impressed with DC. You guys don't understand how much stuff DC does. Like, you just don't get it. I don't think that often pretty publicly moms will claim all of the things they do because they're like, I'm a mom, right? But I do want to just for a moment, for our final moment, to take a second to acknowledge DC. He's not going to show her, but there was very much a newborn baby sitting very close to him throughout the show. And you would never know. She disrupted zero, nothing whatsoever. He is always able to keep it together. He's able to stick to the plan. He knows what happened on the show. He's able to put coherent sentences together in a way that I certainly can't. But I know that he has triple the kids. Double. I think you have double the kids that I have. Double the kids.
Yeah, not triple. Jeez.
Oh, I know. Oh man. Yeah, I only have 2. But DC's doing a lot. And I think that coaching baseball for his little, just there's so many things that dads do, but particularly this dad here. So if you could send some whatever chats or whatever the fuck. Oh, I did it again. Go to DC's Twitter account and just follow me and I'll tell you how to send DC money. I just think that DC's the best.
There you go. Yep. Follow Amanda first.
Yeah, follow Amanda first.
That's the way to do it.
Actually. Okay, guys. Well, you take good care. Have a great night. Be kind to yourselves and each other, like Jerry Springer. Give your dad a call if you're blessed enough to have him still walking this planet Earth. Give him a call and say thank you. Put in that goodwill because you got a couple weeks ahead of time, right? If you get to jump on it now, then you already said how much you love them. You don't just only pop up at Father's Day like a degenerate, okay? So that's my real final thought. Make sure you lay that groundwork now, kids. Take good care. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next time. Bye, besties.
Peace and love, y'all.